Welcome to another episode with me. I am Shirley Luu, your host, Focus in Finance. You know, for the past couple of segments, we talked about first about budgeting and finance and all that, and we talk about life insurance. And I said to you that this time I was going to talk a little bit in detail in some of the unique program, explaining what the life insurance program is about, right? So let's break down a little bit about life insurance itself and what are some of the uniqueness in the industry today that are changing rapidly. I tell you, I probably wouldn't be sitting here telling you if I didn't have thousands and thousands of statements of my clients that I've done providing these policy and helping them and sharing with them where they are today. And it's been an incredible journey, incredible how we help families change lives. At the same time, you know, people getting income stream from these retirement accounts using life insurance strategies. I know the rich plays the game all day long, and some of us really don't play the game because we don't think about it or talk about it. So one of the things I want to talk to you about today is taking life insurance above and beyond to where they are. I'm not going to talk about your old grandfather's life insurance here, okay, guys? I'm talking about the next generation of advanced life insurance, the kind of things, if you properly structure this thing, it can create some of the most incredible things. And I'll tell you, I'll recap some of the story that these policy would have done for people in the past. So just to give you an idea so that you don't think life insurance is those old traditional kind. All right. You've heard from my past episode that I talked about, first of all, I talk about you go to work, you have what's called simple term insurance. Group term insurance that's normally provided by the company. And by the way, there's millions and millions running around out there. And millions of us are relying on that life insurance as a life insurance to provide for our family. Well, it's okay if you're still working and, you know, they can give you the free base pay, which most companies do. But if you want to buy anything extra on top of it, you know, you have to pay extra. And what I find is that, you know, most of us, number one, there's no job guarantee. You're not counted and dependent upon that you can stay there forever. There's no such thing as job security anymore. And let's say even if you did have a job that could outlast it a while, one day you are going to say, I am not going to work here anymore. I'm going to change job and switch job. Well, when you do that, sometimes you will lose that coverage, right? When you're changing job. Yeah, I know, you go to a new company. They may have it or they may not. And now you're taking a chance. And not only that, your ages get older. And by the way, most of the term insurance and things like that, when you go through work, did you know that it goes up every year? The other day, I had a young lady came into me. She's paying $600 a month for a term policy. Basically, through her work, listen to this, $600 a month, she pays every month, under condition she has to die that month to get it. She was flabbergasted. She said, I was not even aware. When I started off, it was like $20-$30. It went up to $50. It was like no big deal. When it got up, and the reason, by the way, the reason she's paying $600 for term insurance is because she had a high coverage on this term policy through work. It was such an outrageous price. It's unbelievable. And she didn't know. She said, I didn't know any better. I thought that was still getting a good deal. So therefore, I would encourage you guys to take a look at outside, guys. The life insurance, things like that you get through work, it's only death, right? But if you're going to have, look, here's the deal. If you're going to go with the term insurance for the cheap cost, fine. Go with that. But why didn't you go with a term insurance that has living benefit? Why did you go? What I mean by that is that, so it's not just death. If you get hurt, right? Heart attack, stroke, Alzheimer, chronic, critical, any of those terminal, any of those things that you can use the money while you're alive and not dead. Okay, you like term because you want to keep down the cost. Fine. Then why don't you go with the kind of life insurance because of money issue you don't have right now to pay a lot? Go in with the basic term, get one that convert to convertibility to a permanent down the road when you have more money. And by the way, there are a lot of term insurance out there that's called convertibility. I could convert, if I have $1 million term and I'm paying $50 because that's all I could afford, fine, go with that $50. And down the road, if you know that term is going to run out, think about this, you guys. Did I ever tell you a secret about life insurance you may not know? Did you know there are certain policy out there, let's say even if it's a term, where let's say I pay $50, right? and I'm getting $1 million policy. I'm just using that as an example. And I know my term's going to run, gone, finished down the road. And God forbid, well, let's say if I had discovered cancer, I've got something that I know is going to be detrimental. Did you know that you could take that term, depends on the kind that you have, and convert it to a permanent at that time, even though you may have cancer or some issue? Some policy will give you the old rate of health. Hear what I just said? I could have cancer, it depends on these policy, and when they convert it, they're going to convert me at my old rate of health that I bought that term long time ago. That's very powerful, ladies and gentlemen, to understand that you have that power at your choice. And honestly, if something was going to happen to you anyway, don't you want to leave a permanent policy for your family to have? Even if you had to pay extra more on top of the regular price in the term. You know, it's so worth it if you want to look out for your family. And again, back to the term policy to work, it doesn't give living benefit, any of that. So what I would highly encourage someone to be able to do that. Convert that. Now, you may say, okay, well, Shirley, well, you talk about whole life policy making 4%. Well, here's my question. You want 4% guarantee, or you want to have an opportunity to make as much money as in the market? But the key difference is the floor is 0. Oh, by the way, some of these policies, did you know that you can also have guarantee certain fixed interest rate on that as well? Half of your money could be in a fixed guarantee, and the other half could be in the market. You know, and the key thing is that you don't lose. You understand? This is not a variable life, and this is not a whole life. This is an IUL that I'm talking about that gives you that kind of power. All right, someone may say, well, you know what? I don't know about you, but investing in life insurance and putting money in life insurance is a bad thing. You would not believe how many times I hear that. How many times have I heard that? So here's my advice back, okay? Here's my comment back. Imagine this. Let's say you put your money in a mutual fund or stock, and you make a gain, right? You make a gain, capital gain they call it, and the IRS comes to you and said, hey, bud, pay up 25 to 30% for taxes, okay? Now, I don't have to lie to you about that. You know that. If you do investment today, you liquidate your stock, you pay your taxes. You do mutual fund, you pay your taxes. We all agree on that, right? 30% at least, 25, 30%, or capital gain, 20, it doesn't matter. That's your regular investment, right? Now, Shirley Lou sitting here telling you, oh, take that money and put it into a life insurance where you can make money and the gain. But because it is a life insurance, on top of it, there's a cost of life insurance, right? So there's a cost to protect your family. So let's say that cost is 20, 30%. Okay, so here's the deal. Would you rather take that 20, 30% to pay for coverage for your family in case something happened, in case something happened to you, in case happened to any of this, and for all these other benefits I've been talking about? Or do you rather take that 20, 30% paid to Uncle Sam? I don't know about you. I'd rather take that money and take care of my family and provide for my family instead of paying Uncle Sam. And I could still have as much, potential gain just as I would. And by the way, the life insurance nowadays called index performance, guys, it changes from the old grandfather insurance. It's so much dynamic that's happening today. The next segment, I want to talk a little bit about index performance, but it has to do with the IRA account, where you can have gains in the IRA account and with some amazing product that comes out from that side. I highly encourage you, if anything, look, pull out all your accounts. For those of you who may say, well, I bought this policy 20 years ago. It's a whole life policy. Did you know you can do a conversion? You can do what is called 1030, you can do a conversion on that thing and basically exchange it over to the new policy. And all the money in that account, if you did have some cash accumulation, it can go into the new account, and the new account will start investing on your new money. It's pretty neat, so dynamic. Oh my gosh, I love these things. Not only that I love these kind of things, but there's also another life insurance. I call it the 5-year retirement plan. It's a really cool program. It's a program where every time you put the money in, there's a lender that will match you the money almost 1 to 3. What I mean by that, so if I put in $25,000, they could potentially match me $75,000 between now and the next 10 years. It's really cool. And those are unique programs that I don't think a lot of people know about. Hey, look, it's always about leverage. It's about using other people's money to be able to create money for us. And it's something that most of us are not privy to or not taught about and not being educated. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching these. And if you want to learn more about the program, if you reach out, I'll send you the recording. As a matter of fact, we'll do a private, my team and I, associates, all of them are wonderful, certified, licensed and all that can share with you all these unique programs out there for the audience to hear. I call it the 5-year retirement plan. Again, you can reach me out at Shirley Luu and Associates, or you can Google my name. It's Shirley and it's Luu. My can be reached number is 703-608-1203. And we would love to have that candid conversation with you, because I think it's important for you to need to know where you are today. Do you have protection? If you don't, you need to think about that. If you have retirement, you need to think about that. If you want growth, you need to think about that. If you worry about loss, you need to think about that. Because all these things matters and it affects your family. And both of you have husband and wife or a partner, whatever it may be. Do you have each other covered? I mean, do you have your whole entire kids' family covered? What about you, the breadwinner? Please take my advice. Take a look at your finance. Again, I always believe in life. We rise by uplifting others. Until next time, I'll see ya.